Somebody just filled this up with industrial waste, kicked it off of a ship, and it's just been sitting here on the seafloor ever since. There's still a whole lot we don't know, and this is ground zero. We're talking about a place where potentially 500,000 barrels of it were dumped.
This is shocking, a shocking discovery off our own coastline. As many as 500,000 barrels of toxic waste dumped just miles from LA. The new documentary, Out of Plain Sight, follows LA Times reporter Rosanna Shaw's investigation of this environmental disaster. Rosanna is here with us, as well as the director, Daniel Straub. Thank you both so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, it's opening day. We're very, very excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, this is such an intense subject matter. Can you take people through kind of how you got involved and what you ended up discovering here? It's shocking.
Yeah, so it started with a tip from Professor David Valentine from UC Santa Barbara a few years ago. He sent me that really haunting image of the barrel on the seafloor, and it was like, oh my God, what is that? How many more are out there and what's inside? And it led to a series of investigations. We discovered that as many as 500,000 barrels of toxic waste had been dumped into the ocean right off the coast of Los Angeles. The largest manufacturer of DDT was based right here in Los Angeles, and until the chemical was banned in 1972. And it became the tip of the iceberg to a much bigger issue. And just we've been peeling back layer after layer after layer now that we know what questions to ask.
Oh my goodness. And Daniel, I feel like you hear this story as a documentary filmmaker. You want to get involved. How did you get yourself involved?
We were fans. So me and my brother had been reading the articles that Rosanna had been writing. And sort of over the course of that, we're like, I think this could be a really compelling documentary. It has this really compelling visual layer. The way she wrote about it was very cinematic. And so we sort of ambushed her at a talk she was giving. And we're like, hey, can we follow you with a camera in the field while you're doing your reporting and see what we can do with this?
And do you just say yes?
I mean, I was really hesitant at first about turning this film, this story into a film. I mean, it's an active investigation. It's still an active investigation. Right. There's so many unanswered questions. It's a story that doesn't need to be sensationalized. But there was just something about Daniel and his brother that just like really clicked.
You trusted him.
Yeah, and it was just the three of us in the field for all of production, and our sources trusted them, and we were able to squeeze into a lot of spaces that you don't usually get to bring a camera into because we kept our team so small. But you've been awesome to work with.
Well, I think on something like this, it can really take people just to a deeper layer of what's actually happening, to be able to see it for themselves. It's one thing to read about it, but to be able to see some of these images. What do people not understand about toxic dumping?
I mean, just the fact that we allowed this to happen. When I first started, I was like, is this a forgotten chapter of history or a secret chapter of history? And I found shipping logs, and we documenting all of the unwanted industrial and toxic waste that we didn't want on land, so we just dumped it into the ocean. It was out of sight, out of mind, and we thought that we can be so disconnected from the ocean, but ultimately it does come back to us, and that's, spoiler alert, a lot of the film and what we explore.
That is a little bit of a spoiler, but are there other things that you both want people to know before they go to view this film?
I mean, we've been hearing all year, like, oh my goodness, when can we see this film? When can we see this film? If you live in LA, this week, we're playing every single day for 7 days at the Laemmle in North Hollywood. We've got some amazing moderators. We'll be doing Q&As every single night after the 7:10 screening. And, I never get to watch people read my articles, but this film is like, it's been really cool being on the film festival circuit and seeing so many people just connect with the journalism, experience the journalism together. And what you and Austin and Gigantic and our composer and everyone on the team did was like make this film truly a cinematic experience. So definitely like come out, hang out. We're gonna be basically camped out at the Laemmle North Hollywood this week.
Yeah.
Well, that's Daniel for you. And this has to be a tough film to shoot. Can you talk about some of the challenges?
Yeah, I mean, we were a very small team. It was just me, Rosanna, and Austin in the field for most of this. And I think one of the challenges that came about from doing that is like, how do you make this still a cinematic experience? And Austin is incredibly talented and was able to really elevate this in a way that like feels like a cinematic experience. And that was really cool. But I think like, just telling this story that's kind of messy and really scientific, and like having Rosanna as our guide through that story and having her kind of on screen helping the audience understand these scientific facts and give some like weight and gravity to them that maybe the numbers don't communicate on their own. That made this process a whole lot easier. And so super grateful that she trusted us with this story.
Well, football. It's super digestible. I want people to go see it. I don't want to give everything away. We didn't get into a lot of the nitty gritty, but it's a lot of plot twists. So thank you both so much for being here. We really appreciate it. The film is being shown at the Laemmle in North Hollywood through the 25th. And if you want more information on how to get tickets and all that kind of stuff, just go to cbsla.com, click Scene on TV.